if you are here because you like Japan and you want to go and study in Japan with a free scholarship that you don't have to bring any money back to the government after you finish, just stay tuned in this video so you can actually know how to start all the application process. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Vero. I'm from Costa Rica, and as you can see in the title, in the thumbnail of this video, today I'm gonna be talking about scholarships in Japan. I'm gonna be talking about specifically of the scholarship that I got when I went to Japan. That is the specialized training college scholarship. And I don't know, let's start. I just wanted to give you some hands up and tell you that I'm gonna be talking slow in this video because I usually talk really fast, but I know like some people has difficulties understanding when people used to talk fast like me, and I want most of the people to understand what I'm trying to say, so just have some patience today, okay? So I have in here so many notes. I already made this video in Spanish before because I wanted to inform some people in Costa Rica, but now I want to make it in English because I know there are so many people that are just lazy enough to don't read the subtitles of a video, and I really want to inform more people about this scholarship because I think the scholarship is really good. So without talking a lot, let's start about the scholarship of the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology of Japan, that is also called MEXT. This scholarship is commonly known as the Mambukakushi Scholarship or Mumbushi Scholarship. So if you have heard of these words, it's the same scholarship as I'm gonna be explaining today. So I don't know if you know or not, but the Japanese government like grant different scholarship for so many people around the world. They have like undergraduate student scholarship, graduate student scholarship. They also have for teachers. They also have for people that are studying Japanese or studying the culture, and they have the specialized training college scholarship. That is the one that I'm gonna be explaining today. So let's start with some of the questions that people usually make, and it's like, what are the benefits, what are the requirements, or what are the documents that I have to bring, or where can I bring it, or where can I find information about this scholarship. So I'm gonna be making all of this. And the first question, that is, which are the benefits of this scholarship? So the benefits are that they are gonna pay for you for 3 years to study in Japan, and they would also give you money per month for you to survive. So it's a full scholarship. They will pay directly to the school which you will be attending, and they also give you $1,500 per month for you to pay rent, bills, hospital, food, all of these things that you will need every month. And you don't have to return any of the money to them after you finish the scholarship. They will also pay for your plane tickets. They will give you one when you go to Japan, and they will give you one when you come back from Japan. So when I went to Japan, I was kind of late in the United States, the first plane, so they also pay for the hotel. In my case, they pay for the hotel. In case the layover are really long, or like the travel hours are really long, different days, so many days, they will pay for your hotel. At least that's what they did to me. And you can also, if you cancel the scholarship, you can actually like just call them and tell them I want to go back to my country, and they will pay the plane ticket to go back, and they will send you in. At least for me, last year that I came to the United States, they told me that they will only give you the ticket to go back to your home country. It means to the country in which you apply to get the scholarship. They will also let you choose like which plane ticket you want. You can choose the date you want to return, and they will just send it to you to your door, and you don't have to pay that either. And let's start with the education. So the education is 3 years. The scholarship will be like 1 year of Japanese. That is gonna be like full Japanese every day. They will choose the institute where you will be studying Japanese. And like I went without Japanese, I graduated with an intermediate level. And I'm pretty sure that if you go without Japanese, the school is gonna be like really hard, and they will teach you a lot. So you will graduate also like intermediate or high level of Japanese, so you don't have to worry about not knowing anything. It's gonna be hard in the beginning, of course, because if you go without Japanese, the communication is gonna be difficult, but in the end, you can survive. And then after that year of Japanese, you will go to a technical college, which they also will choose for you. You can only choose in this scholarship the major that you want to study. And these 2 years, the scholarship is gonna pay directly again to the institute where you will be studying, and they will also give you money per month. Some people ask me if that money was enough or if that money wasn't enough, because if you think $1,500 at least for small countries, that seems a lot of money, but in Japan is expensive. So for me, that I was living in Tokyo, the money wasn't enough. I had to do part-time jobs that actually I made a video this week about the best part-time job that I had in Japan. In case you're interested in watching it, I'm gonna be leaving it here, so you can go and check it out. After you finish these 2 years of education, you can actually extend the scholarship. They give you the option of extended if you have the grades, the attendance, and you have a recommendation from your school. You can apply to extend the scholarship for 2 more years and graduate from university. After that, you can also actually extend it more time to go to masters, to go to doctors, but it's actually kind of difficult to do that. So I extended 2 more years and I graduated with a bachelor degree in the university. So these are like the benefits that the scholarship has. The best one is that you don't have to return any money at all. Like you go, you study, you have all this free money, all this free education for 3 years, and when you come back, you don't have to give them anything. And that's something that not so many scholarships has. I was reading so many countries have that they give you scholarship that is actually like a loan that you have to give them back after you graduate, but not in this case. Japan doesn't do that with these scholarships, so I really recommend it. I got a good question in the last video that was like, the scholarship will pay for the institute directly, as the same will they pay for the rent directly, or do you have to pay it? And the answer is the scholarship will pay for the institute directly. You don't have to manage that money. The institutes are really expensive, and in the beginning, the first year that you are gonna be attending the school, or the second year, in the beginning of the classes, you will have to pay some amount of money for the school, and the scholarship will return it to you. They can return it full, or they can return only like 50% of that. There are some schools that are really expensive, like if you are gonna study fashion, you have to make sure you are saving from now for that, and also then they return that money. But all the months they will give the money directly to school. They will pay the semester, they will pay everything, so you actually don't like see that money coming. But the only money that they will give you is the one that I already said, that is the 1,500, and with this one you have to pay the rent. They are not gonna pay the rent for you, even though the first year they will choose for you where you're gonna be living. And the dormitories can be good or can be bad depending of which dormitory you have to go. They will have like the hour that you have to go and stay. I mean, like, I don't know how you say it, but it's like they have this time that they say you have to come to sleep in here before 10 p.m. So they close the doors and you cannot go there. And if you don't arrive to the dormitory by that time, you're gonna get in trouble, and so many other things. I already make a video about all the struggles of this scholarship as well. Then let's continue with the second question that usually people make, that is like, who can apply to that scholarship? So this can be different from many countries. I know that in Costa Rica, United States, or Mexico, they have like similar, so I'm guessing it's gonna be almost the same for every country, but I recommend you to go and check the Embassy of Japan in your specific country. But the more general requirements are that you have to be a citizen of the country in which you want to apply. It means that if you're applying in the United States, you have to be a citizen of the United States. Then you should be between 18 and 24 years old. It means that by the time that you go to Japan, the oldest that you can be is 25, because usually if you get the scholarship this year, you will go to Japan next year in April. Then you should have advanced mathematics and advanced English and some basic Japanese. This one is kind of different from different countries. I was reading, for example, that in Mexico, they require people to give them like a certificate of the TOEFL scores, but this can change for country. In Costa Rica, they don't require people to give them scores from the TOEFL or TOEIC or all of these like proficiency like tests. So this part, please check it in your embassy, in your country, so you can actually make sure if you will need this certificate or you will not need it. Then you should be graduating from high school soon. It means by the time that you go to Japan, you should already have the diploma of the high school. Let's talk about some of the majors that they have in here. So in this scholarship, you can choose the major. As I said, they have a different list in the Embassy of Japan of the country that you are gonna be applying for. You can actually go right now and check the Japanese embassy of your country, and you will find that in the scholarship section they have a list of all the majors that you can study. They have technology, they have fashion, they have education, they have hygiene, and all of these things. So they are not only the list that they have in there. If you see the last point, it will say others. If you check in others, they have like so many different majors that you can study that I didn't know when I applied, but I have friends that they were like studying, I don't know, photography, or they were studying fashion, they were studying also like animation or manga, or these things that you actually don't see in that list. So if you want to study something that is not in there, you can actually call the embassy in your country and ask them like if you can study like that a specific thing that you want to study. Now that you know how the scholarship works, now that you know like all the benefits of the scholarship, that you know that you can actually apply and you are interested in some majors that you can study in there, let's start talking about which documents you have to give and when can you give these documents to apply for this scholarship. So the opening season is every year from April until June. It can be from the beginning of April or the middle of April until the middle or beginning of June of every year. Then when you apply and you give all the documents, you will do some tests from mathematics. You have to make also a Japanese test and an English test, which I'm gonna be explaining in the next video on Wednesday. Then after that, you will have to attend to an interview that I'm also gonna make a video about it, giving you guys some recommendations so you can actually have like an idea how the interview works for this kind of scholarship. Now that we know all of this, let's start with the documents that you have to submit in the embassy of your country in order to apply for this scholarship. There is a big list I have in here, so I wanna like kind of read it so I don't forget. And there is 2 recent photos. They have to be passport size, that is like 4.5 per 3.5 centimeters. Then you have to submit a certificate of your grades of the last 3 years. Also, you have to submit a recommendation letter from the school principal. If you are not studying anymore in high school and you are in a university or you are studying, I don't know, online, you should call the embassy and ask them how can you actually submit this kind of recommendation. You also need a copy of the diploma from high school. And then let's continue with the other document. The other document is 2 originals of the application form. If you don't speak English, all the documents that you have to submit should be translated in English or Japanese. And there is one question that people usually ask when applying, where like filling out this form, and it's like how can they fill out the part that is the education. So I'm gonna be giving you guys in here how to actually fill out that part of the application. As I said, you can choose different fields of study, and this means the major that you want to study. And in the application form, you have to write two. You will have option A or first option and the option B or second option. And I really tell you, like, even if your country tell you that it's difficult to get the scholarship, if you decide a major and you go to Japan and you can actually change your major, I have to be honest with you and tell you that it's difficult. For me, in my case, I wanted to study industrial design engineering, and they told me that it was difficult for me to get it in my home country, so that I have to put it in the second option. And the first option that I put was civil engineering. And when I went to Japan, I ended up studying architecture because they couldn't change my major. And if I changed it, I had to cancel my scholarship. So I tell you, put the first option, the major that you really want to study, and don't make my same mistake. While filling the application form, you should have like a really clear idea of why do you want to study that, because it's really important when you fill this form, when you fill these spaces, these little questions that are tricky questions, because these papers, they are gonna send it to Japan. So you have to like make like a really good statement of why you want to study the thing that you want to study, and why in Japan and why not in your home country. You should also know like why Japan, and by this I mean what do you think of Japan and why do you choose this country to go. And they have different questions that are a little bit tricky, but you just clear your mind, answer really honestly, and good luck. So this is the first part of the application process. As I said, I will be explaining this week like the test and the interview and how to get selected by the scholarship. So on Wednesday, I'm gonna be posting about the test. If you are interested in this, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications box so you can know when I'm gonna be uploading that video. And that was all for today's video. This is all of the application process. I wish you the best of luck, and the open season is next month. So if you wanna go to Japan and start searching from your embassy, start searching information about it, start preparing yourself to write all this application, to manage to bring all these papers. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me the thumbs down, and leave me some comments if you have more questions about this first step of getting the scholarship that I got. And that's all. See you.